Hey guys, okay, so I'm gonna try this video again because I tried recording it and then I had to delete photos because there was too much, well, there wasn't enough room in my storage apparently. But anyways, I guess I just wanted to make this video because I'm currently in Melton, which is in Melbourne, Australia. And like I said, well, I guess my very first video said, that was basically, just chase your dreams kind of thing. And I guess, I don't know, I guess I wanted to go through just the things that I learned. Coming to Australia was actually my very first, it was my very first plane ride ever, so I was really scared, because I remember even just going, when I was at the airport, I was literally thinking about coming back and not even going because I was so afraid of actually coming here. Well, not even actually, I guess, sorry, I should rephrase that. I wasn't afraid of coming here necessarily, but I was afraid of the actual plane ride because I had these crazy thoughts that maybe my eardrums would burst or my brain would explode, or I know that all sounds really stupid, but I mean, I tend to overthink a lot of things. But anyways, I guess these are just things that I learned while on my first plane ride. So I guess the first thing that I learned is, I guess even when you're feeling like you can't make it, like the first plane ride, it was honestly the worst plane ride of my life, and which is why I was actually considering just booking a plane back and not even coming here at all, because well, honestly, I had to pee a lot on the plane, which I guess is apparently a plane thing. But I really didn't enjoy it, and I was sitting all by myself, and the plane was so small, there was no TV, and I had to sit there for like 2.5 hours or 3 hours, I can't remember how long it was. But anyways, yeah, it was a really long plane ride and I didn't feel good. Second plane ride wasn't actually as bad, although it was a 6-hour plane ride, and it left from Newark, yes, Newark. And it wasn't actually too bad, although the annoying thing was that my screen, like for my TV or whatnot, it didn't work. And so I was kind of bummed about that. And then when I got to the LA airport, I had an 8-hour layover, because honestly, I thought I would need an 8-hour layover because it'd been my first time, like traveling or whatever, on a plane. And so I, allotted a lot of time for that. But I actually, tip number 1, I regretted it. I guess that's tip number 2, technically. I actually, yeah, next time I book a flight, I am not booking an 8-hour layover, because that was just way too long of a layover. And towards the very end of it, my flight didn't take off till about 9 something at night. And so, yeah, I was really tired, like waiting in the line to actually board the plane. I was just sitting on the floor. I didn't even care because I was really tired. And, my mom was like, I was texting her and she's like, oh, try a nap while you're in the airport. But I honestly couldn't, because I tried falling asleep, and then every time I closed my eyes, I felt like, it felt like I was in the air again. And honestly, I wouldn't say I hate flying, but I definitely don't really enjoy flying. Although I learned that the longest flight, which was like my 15.5-hour flight, it was a really long flight, but it wasn't as bad because, well, the TVs actually worked, and I actually did get a bit of rest. But on the downside, I did get a little bit nauseous during the middle, but it was great because, one of the flight attendants was really nice, and she gave me some fizzy drink. I don't remember what it was called, but anyways, it calmed my stomach. And then, yeah, I guess, that's the one thing. Another thing that I learned is always, everybody says it, drink water, but I didn't actually know how serious they were about drinking water, because A, my sinuses were really dry, and B, I was really, really thirsty the entire time. And I think I only, for that 15.5-hour flight, I think I only drank maybe 2 bottles of water, which is definitely, that's not enough water, as I've learned. And so my leg, I, again, overthink things a lot, but basically when I landed, I was jet lagged for a while, I would say about a week, which I guess is normal, but I was thinking that maybe it wasn't normal, because the first day that I got off the plane, my leg was really achy and tired. I thought maybe I had that DVT or not, maybe DVT, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like blood clot, which can cause an aneurysm, or yeah, an aneurysm, I think it was, or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I was paranoid that I was going to get that. But I haven't gotten it, so it's all good. another thing I learned is that, you know, never be afraid to ask people questions. That was the biggest thing that people kept telling me before I went, you know, if you get lost, ask people questions, which actually proved to be very helpful when I was at the Newark and the LA airport. Although, oh no, the LA I didn't ask them, but the Newark one I did. And it was funny because a lot of people, like, people that work there can kind of tell, like, if you're a little bit lost or if you're a bit newer to the whole flying thing. And then in the Melbourne one, Melbourne one, they don't say the R too much over here. Basically, I kept asking for directions, but I kept getting pointed in different directions, and so I did eventually find my way out, but man, that was like the biggest it wasn't the biggest airport, but there was a lot more people than in like the previous airports, which, I was a little bit overwhelmed at how many people were there, and I didn't know where I was supposed to go, even though on the plane, it, you know, it kind of directs you, but it didn't really direct me, and I kind of forgot. I was like, man, I should have written that down, but I didn't. But anyways, life lessons. I guess the last thing I learned, or no, actually no, two more things. When people say the U.S. people, no offense to U.S. people, I'm sure not everybody's like this, but there's this stereotype in Canada that U.S. people are not as nice as Canadian people, which I don't really know. I guess based on my experience, they're not as friendly, but I wouldn't say they're rude or anything. I would just say that it doesn't have the same vibe as Canada does, I guess. But that's also because I'm from Canada and I'm used to the Canadian, I guess, atmosphere. Last thing I learned, take U.S. money out before you go to the U.S. I don't know if everybody does this, but I didn't take any money out at all before I went out because I figured I was just planning on using my Visa card over in the US, and I had it set up with my bank that I could do that. But apparently when I went there, it didn't work it worked at first, and then it didn't work, and so I was left basically, I ended up getting money out. Although, actually, the person in the Newark airport, she was really nice. I went to get a smoothie and my card didn't work, and she's like, no, it's fine, it's on the house, which was awesome. So that's, you know, good for the US people, which was, you know, that was really nice of her. Because I felt really bad that I didn't have any money. Well, I mean, I did have money, but my card wasn't working. And so I ended up actually, after that, I just found, like, even when I'm here in Melbourne, basically, I've just been taking money out of the bank machine, which is really annoying because that means it charges me like $2 or $3 from the machine and basically $2 from my bank. So it's basically $5. It doesn't seem like that much, but it actually is quite a bit of money when you have to keep taking it out. And also things are super expensive over here. But anyways, I will try and keep you guys updated on my travels. I did quite a few things like during the first few weeks, and now I'm kind of just, I'm torn between, should I get a job? I mean, I will have to get a job, but I really don't want to work in retail. Like, I did it for the whole time I was in university, which was like almost 5 years. So I'm kind of just, I want something different, I guess. But anyways, that's my video of the day. I'm going to try and upload more videos because I have a lot of free time on my hands right now. But anyways, see you guys later. I hope you all have a great day. And that's pretty much it. Whew. Okay, I gotta figure out how to